It is Tuesday, October the 10th, 2023, 9 o'clock in the morning, and the Kerr County Commissioners Court is now in session. If you would, please stand for the prayer and pledge, which I will lead. Pray with me. Good and gracious God, we give you thanks for all of our many blessings. We ask that you stand in our presence here and breathe your spirit upon us. Grant us wisdom and understanding, compassion, courage, and help us work for the common good of all your people. We ask all this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. This is the regular Commissioners Court meeting, and as such, we have public input. I want to ask everyone to please turn off your phones before we do that, so that we don't have any interruption in the proceedings. And anybody that wants to address the public can address the court on any item that is not on the agenda. If it's on the agenda, we ask that you wait until the agenda item is called. Is there anyone who would like to address the court at this time? There being none, we'll move on to Commissioners' comments. As you can see, we are few and far between today. There's three of us. So we'll go with Commissioner 2.
Okay. Well, in addition to all the wonderful things that Judge Kelly led us in the prayer, I call for everyone to pray for the people of Israel. Yeah, I was appalled at what happened over there over the weekend. On to Kerr County business. The burn ban has been lifted for all precincts, and we are grateful for the recent gifts of rain. But please remember that we remain in drought stage 4. We look to Headwaters Groundwater Conservation District for updates on that. That responsibility is theirs to manage. Reminder to the public, the annular eclipse is Saturday. The full annularity starts at 11:50 and lasts for about 4 minutes, but it starts before then, so please remember to wear your eye protection. You can do some serious damage to your eyes if you don't. But the key from this event is it's going to give us a much better idea of the issues that we need to plan for the big one in April. So I've been heavily involved in the eclipse planning. In fact, we've got another meeting this afternoon, but so far everything looks good for that. And just a reminder that the water availability workshop is tomorrow at 10 o'clock, same place as you are right now. That's it.
Very good. Precinct 3.
I really don't have anything in addition to what Precinct 2 said.
The only thing that I would add is you will note there are only 3 of us here today. Commissioner Harris is out of town. And for those of you that are unaware, Commissioner Ballou has been removed from office as of September the 29th. I don't know if that is going on appeal or not, but that's the reason he is not here today, and we will proceed accordingly. Anything else we need to add?
No, sir.
Members of the public asked me where he was. He's been removed from office at this time. It was effective as of the 29th. So with that, we'll move on to the consideration agenda, item 1.1, which is to consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve a resolution to enable the Diedrich Center to apply for a grant from the Texas Department of Agriculture to support Meals on Wheels program in Kerr County. Ms. Thompson.
Good morning, and how are y'all this morning? Well, here we are again. It's time to renew our grant for this upcoming year, and I respectfully request our matching grant. As you know, TDA requires us to have a matching grant from our county, and it's the $44,624.50, and that's based on the number of seniors from the last census that are in Kerr County. And so I'm working on that grant. Meals on Wheels is running strong. We're delivering about 300 meals every day in Kerr County, and with over 200 volunteers that help us. And then we have our numbers in our Friendship Cafe have gone up. We're about 70 to 100, depending on what the menu item is. They like meatloaf, so they had 94 for meatloaf the other day. And it's really good to see our seniors getting back out and about and coming in and participating with all the programs at Diedrich. Just to give you a quick little rundown, last year the volunteers in our Meals on Wheels program provided 21,782 hours of service. And then in our Friendship Cafe, 2,315, and all of our other programs, 8,037 hours of service to our community. That's 32,134 hours of volunteer service. Over 65,600 meals were delivered last year to homebound seniors, including friendly visits. We check on them, we get back, make sure that they know they're not isolated and living in their homes. We provided over 20,100 meals in our Friendship Cafe, so we're back to pre-COVID numbers, and this year is even going to be better. We loaned out 1,388 pieces of medical equipment and provided 2,203 community service inquiries that people come in, seniors need help, and we give them all kinds of information of what to do. We either do it for them or we help them find the resources that they need. And we took 6,024 call reassurance calls for those seniors that live alone. They call us in the morning, tell us they're up having their coffee and everything's good. And if we don't hear from them by 9:30, we're calling them. And if we don't hear from them by 10:30, we're going to their house, or we're calling our for a welfare check. And sometimes they just forget to call us and tell us that they had a doctor's appointment. And sometimes it's not so fortunate for them, but at least they knew that we were calling to check on them, so they know that they weren't going to be there long by themselves. So anyway, we appreciate everything the county does to help us provide these services. Last year we got $23,000 from the Texas Department of Agriculture, and that helps provide meals, provide reimbursement for us for meals that aren't paid for through our Title III funding or our Title 20 funding. So it helps us provide services for those seniors that are homebound and need that food. So anyway, that's it. Anybody have any questions?
And for those that on YouTube that don't understand our relationship with Dieter and Meals on Wheels, but for our matching grant with the Dieter Center on Meals on Wheels program, there would be no federal government or state government support. So this is something that is vital for us to do to protect the elderly here in the community. So that's why we'll do it. And with that, I will make a motion that we approve the resolution to accept the grant from the Texas Department of Agriculture to support Meals on Wheels.
I say.
We've got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? As always, it's a pleasure to have you with us, Brenda.
Thank you.
So we'll call for a vote. I made the motion, seconded by Commissioner Paces. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brenda. Thanks to all the volunteers. It's just a wonderful program and a blessing to the county.
Next item on the agenda is 1.2, consider, discuss, take appropriate action to clarify the responsibilities and duties of the appointed magistrate under Article 15.17 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. We've got JPs from 1, 2, 3, and 4, all present and accounted for.
I did want to
Judge
mention,
Ragsdale.
yes, thank you. I wanted to mention one thing about Deer Claim. Y'all can be thankful I didn't sign up for their belly dancing course. They have one.
Small blessings. Small blessings.
I was astounded. But anyway. Thank you for allowing us to address this issue. We, for anyone if they are here and don't know, we petitioned the court for, and you all were very gracious to assist us in securing a position for a magistrate, to a special magistrate, to do 8 to 5 Monday through Friday magistration at the jail and other magistrate duties that may occur during Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. There was an act that was passed by legislature. I think it's codified as Chapter 54, the Government Code, Subchapter MM. I have a copy of it here. And all the discussions we have been able to acquire transcripts from all your discussions in formulating this act. But apparently something has happened in the interim. This position was, the main scope of this position was to relieve the JPs, again, like I said, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, with the understanding would be the morning magistration especially was the emphasis. Well, now I've been informed that by the new magistrate that the position does not include doing magistration at the jail in the mornings. That if there's going to be any magistration at all by this magistrate, that it would be in the afternoon in case somebody else had been arrested during the day. But that the JPs would continue to do the morning magistration. It was explained to me what I heard, okay? What I heard was this new magistrate felt that the duties being assigned other than the jail duties were so much so that she didn't have time to do the morning magistration, that she had too many other duties for the district courts and for the county court of law. So basically the position, as we understood it, I think as the legislature intended, the commissioner's court and the legislature intended, has been, I don't know if circumvented is the right word, but it certainly isn't what we had anticipated, or I think as you had anticipated. Also, I was informed by the new magistrate that if they were going to be compelled to do morning magistration, that they would need a clerk. That they would need a clerk assigned to them, because those duties would just go way over the top and be way too much more than they could assume. I personally have done this magistration work in addition to a criminal court, a civil court, coroner duties, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year for 34 years. And it's never been too much for me to do. And also, up until very recently, my clerk had nothing to do with the magistrate duties. Now they do have, if I could do it myself, but I have other duties to do as well as having the criminal court and civil court and stuff. My clerk does enter data into the Office of Court Administration database and distribute copies of protective orders. That really doesn't take much time at all. I see I understand, I comprehend from the statute that the district judges hire and fire are the only ones, the district judges and county court law judge are the only ones that can hire or fire this special magistrate. I think it was extremely clear from the job description that the human resources gave the new magistrate. I think at how it was advertised, everything was extremely clear that the main emphasis of that job was to do morning magistration. Because in the week that and I talked to the other judges, we're on the same page on this, the week that we have magistrate called down at the jail, we don't schedule court because too many different things can happen that could detain us or keep us away from our constitutional duties. Magistration at the jail is not one of our constitutional duties. It's not one of our statutory duties. It's something we have done because we are magistrates. The district court judges don't do it. The county court law judge, I don't think, ever does it. We do it because we've always done it, not because we're required by law to do it. Excuse me. But anyway, I see several possible solutions, and that's what I like to come to the court with, is a solution, not a problem. One solution is to re-emphasize to the supervisory people, the district judges, the county court law judges, that this was the intent, really the primary intent of the position of the statute, the enabling statute, was that this job would be taken care of by the special magistrate. If that doesn't succeed, then our consensus among all four of us is eliminate the position. The statute says an authorized magistrate position may be eliminated on the majority vote of the Commissioners Court of Kerr County. We've done it forever. We can do it again. It's just a problem. But if we can't solve the problem by reorienting the compass on this thing, then I really thoroughly recommend you dissolve the position, because my comprehension, which may be limited, is that we can't tell the district court judges or the county court of law judge what to do in regard to this employee of Kerr County. But we can eliminate, you can eliminate the position, and we'll just take care of it. The position can be part-time. If the person is so overwhelmed by other duties, then fine, cut out half the time, take care of what was supposed to be, and be done with it.
Allow me to interrupt.
Sir?
I went back and read the transcripts of the Commissioners Court meetings we had on this position, and it was crystal clear that the intent was that this magistrate work 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, with particular emphasis on morning magistrations, because that's where the real rub is in this whole thing. This is an unfunded mandate from the state, as I understand it, and we have funded it. I'm disinclined to do away with the position because the legislature has told us we need to have it. We believe we need to have it, and we believe it needs to be needs to provide the magistration as we discussed, as we advertised, and as we authorize the district judges and county court law judge to hire that and fill that position. So with that, I make a motion that we clarify that the duties and responsibilities of the magistrate are full-time, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Second.
We've got a motion and a second. Any discussion?
The comment that I have, I want to make it clear and have it in the record. If you read the responsibilities and powers in the Act under section 542106D, that the magistrate shall give preference to performing duties of a magistrate. It's point blank. I mean, the law says that's their job. They can do other things at that time. That's the job. And I totally agree with the motion. We'll vote on it in a moment. But I would also do, even though I wouldn't like to, we can't, the judges that do have the authority to set the responsibility, it'll be on the next agenda to eliminate the position.
Well, I'm disinclined to eliminate the position at this time.
At this time, I am.
I want to try to fix the problem rather than eliminate it.
I just wanted to be clear where I stand on this moving forward.
I guess
I'm looking at our county attorney. She's dying to say something.
The position is an exempt position, so there may be times where that person isn't physically in the building from 8 to 5, and that's okay by law. I just want to point that out to you guys. I know that the motion that was just made, but
Well, I'm just trying to get it back on track.
yeah.
We know what it was supposed to do. We're all in agreement of what it was supposed to do. And so we're going to affirm that that's what needs to be done.
I guess I'd like to understand, when we talk about an unfunded mandate, as I'm reading section 54.2101, which is the authorization, appointment, and elimination, it says the Commissioners Court of Kerr County may authorize the judges of the district and statutory county courts in Kerr County to appoint one or more, blah, blah, blah. So as soon as it says may, where's the mandate? Is there other legislation somewhere that requires us to do this?
No, there's not other legislation that requires the court to do this, but
there were additional duties and responsibilities added to the JPs, the district judges, and the county court at law judges 2 years ago. Is that right,
Senate
y'all?
Bill 6.
Okay, and so those duties were discussed a lot during the court's consideration of approving the position. So those were additional duties.
I'm hearing from one of our judges who is saying he speaks on behalf of all four, who's saying we don't need it, and I wanted this option.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
I said what we don't need is to have someone in that position who's not going to do the job. And if they refuse to do the job and there is no requirement by their supervisors to do the job that it was intended for, then the position should be eliminated. That was what I believe. Plus,
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I heard you say that you're more than willing, and you spoke on behalf of all of the JPs, to go back to doing it yourself if need be.
We're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
I
We're
think-
still doing it.
Commissioner, I think the issue's gonna come back next, but if it's eliminated, because I've talked to my JP quite a bit on this topic, if we eliminate the magistrate, I am quite certain we will be hit with 4 new employees for each of these courts in next year's budget.
And the last thing we need is a new clerk to support the new magistrate. So
Right.
I want to be real clear on that. I will not support that.
I agree. I
Right.
think we're all in agreement on this.
Yeah.
We just need to get it cleared up. So I made the motion, and seconded by Commissioner Letts.
Could you repeat the motion, please?
Repeat the motion.
There was two, and to
I want to clarify,
clarify the,
duties and responsibilities of the special magistrate that we hired is to provide magistrations from 8 to 5 on a regular basis, Monday through Friday. That was the position that we were hired to fill. That we want to clarify. So, with that, those
And this position is based in the jail.
it works at the jail, yes.
It is the Article 1517 hearing under the Code of Criminal Procedure that we're referencing.
Right. And that was Judge French that said that, by the way.
and just, this has so many tentacles. As, you know, if this job isn't done in the morning,
Yeah.
as we all have agreed it should be, then the sheriff is saddled with extra food bills, could be medical bills. They can't, believe it or not, they can't release somebody at night. If it gets dark before they can get out, they have to keep them and feed them and everything. So it is essential. It's not just a preferential thing. It is essential, really, to the county that we have this thing done in the morning, as the motion suggested.
Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is 1.3, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action on the request to put signage on the courthouse lawn and at Flat Rock Lake Park, promoting a Christian concert being held October 14th at Flat Rock Park. Approval to use the park was granted on April the 10th, 2023. And for those of you that don't know, this is my son, Daniel Kerr.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for making some time. We appreciate it. We appreciate the use of the park for Flat Rock on Saturday. We were asked on the initial approval to circle back with the court shortly before the event so we can kind of update it. We gave kind of outlines and timelines and some of the plans for the event to the commissioners. Basically, we've got the porta potties, the hand wash stations, generators, lights, stage, sound. I feel like bounce houses for the kids. We've got a security team. We've got a children's ministry team. We call it a concert. Overall, it's a ministry event. The purpose today is twofold: to give you all the update you asked right before the event. So I hope that the information we provided covers that. And then the second thing is we've got 2 big banners for the event, and we wanted to ask permission if we could set one in front of Flat Rock Park today, if possible. And the other hope, I understand if it doesn't work, but the other hope would be to put one out here in front of the courthouse. I don't know what the rules are and how y'all feel about that. They, I think we've included a picture of the banner. It basically talks about spiritual recovery and the artists that will be there. They are 6 by 12, so they're not little tiny banners, full disclosure on that. I thought we would at least ask. I can find something to do with them if it doesn't meet the court's approval, but if it does, we would be forever grateful.
I see no problem with putting one at Flat Rock. That's just advertising and event for the field. On the courthouse square, I don't think it meets the policy that we've adopted. And I would like to see it here, but because of the event, but
It's too big.
It's too big.
And it's against our policies, I understand. But at Flat Rock, I have no problem, and I think that's, frequently there are signs up there for events that are gonna be held out of that, so it's not a problem with that.
Maybe put the second banner a little more visible along 27 in front of the youth event center.
Yeah, I mean, they can be anywhere out there. I coordinated with Jake Williamson,
Yes, sir.
just on placement of them, make sure that they're in good location, but
Both of them.
they can both go up out there. That's
Okay.
on that
It's got a lot
property.
of them.
Yeah.
One of the-
So I make a motion that banners can be put up at the Hillcrest Youth Event Center / Flat Rock Park, as soon as you can.
I'll second.
So the motion's been made by Commissioner Letts, seconded by Commissioner Paces, to approve putting the banners up at the Youth Event Center in Flat Rock Park. Any discussion? Those in favor?
I know this thing starts at 2, right?
Yes, sir, correct.
So again, because the eclipse is on the same day, and I'm sure you'll have people out there earlier, and probably a lot of crowd is gonna gather early. But if you have any ability to make public announcements and so forth, just again, remind people that they need eye protection
Yes, sir.
if they're gonna look at all up in the skies during this whole course.
Yes, sir. We will.
It's the safety precaution that you might not otherwise think of.
Thank you very much.
So we've got a motion and a second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
And this is his wife, Jennifer. Item 1.4, consider discuss and take appropriate action to allow use of the Hill Country Youth Event Center on November 15, 2023 at 2 p.m. for a Federal Highway Department presentation on road safety. Is Mr. McGuire here? I don't see him.
I reached out to him last night, and he didn't answer his phone, so I'm gonna assume he's not gonna attend. So I'll try to speak on his behalf. He made this request through myself a month or so back. And, you know, as much concern as there's been on traffic safety, road safety, particularly, he's a resident of Eagle Ridge Road. And that, I wasn't even gonna mention that, but, you know, a lot of concern about road safety. And rest assured that it's not just Eagle Ridge Road. We have a lot of roads that have serious concerns with respect to safety. So I think it's probably a very good thing. I'm not real familiar with what exactly the Federal Highway Department is going to present, but I'm told they have a very comprehensive presentation on road safety, so I think it behooves the citizens of the county if we go ahead and make this available through the use of the Hill Country Youth Event Center on November 15th.
That's the motion.
And I will make the motion to make the Hill Country Youth Event Center available on November 15th for a Federal Highway Department presentation on road safety.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Paces, seconded by Commissioner Letts, to approve the Federal Highway Department road safety presentation on November 15, Youth Event Center. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Item 1.5, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding the 198th District Attorney's asset forfeiture budget. I don't see Todd. Well, we approve it every year anyway. So I'll make a motion that we approve their forfeiture budget.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Letts. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. 1.6, recognize Tracy Solden for receiving the Outstanding Texas County Treasurer of the Year Award from the County Treasurers Association of Texas. Commissioner Hernandez. we have a celebrity in our midst.
Good morning. Okay, so, we would like to recognize Tracy Solden. Our own Kerr County Treasurer, Tracy Solden, was named Outstanding Texas County Treasurer of the Year, by the County Treasurers Association of Texas, out of 245 county treasurers. Each of the 12 regions in Texas nominated a treasurer from their region for this award. The committee selected Tracy and two others from 12 nominations as a final panel for the association body to vote. Excuse me. She received this award after all the treasurers in Texas submitted their votes. Tracy was given this award for her leadership, her service, and her let me show you disposition. She is recognized by the association for her advice, comments, and direction. We are proud that she serves Kerr County. So with that, I would like to have the judge present this award.
Okay. I'm gonna hold it up here.
Okay.
Shake your hand. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're very proud of you.
Thank you. Very good. All right. Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is a timed item, 9:30, which is item 1.7, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve the interlocal agreement between Kerrville Independent School District and Kerr County to allow KISD to use the Hill Country Youth Event Center as an emergency evacuation site for FY 23-24. And Dr. Ringo is not here, but this is something we do every day. Okay,
I'm representing them, yes.
would you like to address the court?
No, sir, I think
Oh,
it's
come on,
something we do
Shelley,
every
go
year.
up there. You need to go up
Just here
there.
to say, we do this every year, and we hope to never have to use it.
Okay, and we're happy to do it.
Thank
I'll
you.
make a motion that we go ahead and approve the interlocal agreement between KISD and Kerr County to allow KISD to use the Hill Country Youth Event Center as an emergency evacuation site for fiscal year 23-24.
Second.
Commissioner Pace made the motion, seconded by Commissioner Letts to approve the interlocal agreement with KISD for use of the Youth Event Center for emergency evacuation. Would remind everyone that the Youth Event Center here in Kerr County is the epicenter of all emergency management in the county. And this is something we do not only for KISD, but the other school districts as well. And anything that goes on with this upcoming eclipse, we're hoping this weekend is going to be relatively uneventful. We're not sure what next April's going to look like. But the Youth Event Center will be the emergency management center for that as well. And that's a service that the county provides for the public. So with that, we have a motion and a second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you. And ask Dr. to come visit so that everybody can meet him.
Oh, yes, sir.
And for those who don't know,
Great
this,
presentation.
those who don't know, Balzer is the newly appointed deputy superintendent.
Assistant superintendent.
Assistant superintendent.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
What is your name?
Shelby Balzer, Balser. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is 1.8, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding the 2023 Kerr County resolution in support of the grant application for the FY 2024 Indigent Defense Formula Grant Program offered by the Texas Indigent Defense Commission. And authorize the county judge to sign said resolution. Ms. Putnam.
This is the same as we have done every year. It's a reimbursement for our indigent defense. We do not know the amount for this year, but I can tell you that last year, and it tends to be around the same, was $47,127.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Letts, seconded by Commissioner Paces to approve the Texas Indigent Defense Formula Grant Program as presented. And for those of you that don't know, we do have another grant from the Texas Indigent Defense Commission, which helps fund our public defender's office, our 5-county public defender's office. This is a formula grant that they've been doing for years, and it's much smaller. I think our actual grant with TIDC right now is somewhere in the neighborhood of, what, $2 million? $2 or $3 million. It's a lot. And it's been a very successful program. So this is something that we want the state to help us pay for the indigent defense lawyers that we pay to represent the indigent defendants in the county.
That was the state's responsibility.
Yeah, it's the state's responsibility, but we have to do it. So, I'll make a motion. We have a motion? You already did the motion?
Yeah, I made it, yeah. Please.
Good, so we've got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Item 1.9, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to accept the Office of the Governor's grant award for Kerr County Victim Services Department. And you're gonna handle that for Ms. Peter?
I am. They are in the process of preparing for a trial. They were awarded this year again for their grant funding. The awarded amount is $98,673, and I do ask that you go ahead and allow us to accept this grant.
Make a motion to accept the grant.
I'll second.
Motion been made by Commissioner Letts, seconded by Commissioner Paces, to approve the acceptance of the Kerr County Victim Services grant from the Office of the Governor. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous.
Thank you.
Item 1.10, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to surplus office furniture from the Treasurer's Office.
Good morning. So we have various furniture from the treasurer's office. There's 2 desks, 3 filing cabinets, and 1 shelf.
Make a motion to surplus the items. Do have a comment?
I'll second the motion.
So we've got a motion by Commissioner Letts, second by Commissioner Paces, to approve the surplus of furniture from the Treasurer's Office. Any discussion?
If it hasn't been done already, I recommend that we circulate this to other departments because some of that furniture is pretty
I
good.
did.
They've already done.
I've sent pictures in an email, and yeah, I've had a couple departments look, only one taker.
Okay. That one is.
Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you. We have some timed items at 10 o'clock that we have to skip until we can get to those 10 o'clock. So let's move down to item 1.14, which is consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding the interlocal agreement with the City of Kerrville concerning the Al Mooney Road.
Judge, I think that needs to be discussed, taken up after executive session. When we talk about the,
So we'll pass that to executive session. So let's move on to item 1.15, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to accept the reappointment of Tanya Shelton as Kerr County Auditor. And I make the motion that we do that. It's desperately needed.
second.
So I made the motion, Mr. Letts seconded, to appoint Ms. Tanya Shelton as the Kerr County Auditor, reappoint as the Kerr County Auditor. Any discussion?
We accept the reappointment.
Accept the reappointment.
We don't appoint.
Well, that's, the district judge do the appointing, and we do the accepting. So this is to accept the appointment. Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Item 1.16, consider, discuss, take appropriate action regarding the official bond of Tanya Shelton for the position of Kerr County Auditor. I've got Mr. Collin on here. Do you want to address this, or do you want us to do it? We've got to do it.
Yes.
I'll make a motion that we approve the official bond.
Thank you.
Tanya Shelton as Kerr County Auditor.
I'll second.
I make the motion, seconded by Commissioner Paces. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Item 1.17, discuss and take action on an order expressing official intent to reimburse with tax exempt obligation proceeds for costs associated with various capital expenditures. Ms. Shelton.
Yes, the order in front of you has been prepared by our bond counsel, and this is just saying that we can go ahead and start buying like the road and bridge equipment, anything that's in there with the intent that we will finance the debt at a later date, that they can go ahead and start buying.
When will we do the actual debt instrument for it? Do we know?
Basically, we generally do it sometime around February-ish, I guess, March. Part of that is we'll have to have our financials ready and they've gone through audit about that time also.
Okay. I make a motion we approve the tax, the intent to reimburse the tax exempt obligation proceeds for the costs associated with various capital expenditures.
I'll second.
Commissioner West made the motion, seconded by Commissioner Pace to approve the tax exempt obligation, official intent to reimburse the tax exempt obligation proceeds as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you. Item 1.18, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve the Texas Association of Counties Workers' Compensation Renewal. Ms. Hernandez.
Yes, this is a regular renewal for the TAC workers' compensation renewal that is in place. We are required by law to have a workers' compensation plan, or I believe we're supposed to join, have our self-insured or be insured with the state. So we have our self-insured through TAC, and this is just the renewal.
Is the premium the same or about, or do we know yet?
The workers' comp, I believe, is gonna be lowered, based on the rates that we had chosen. Oh no, that was on the point, I'm sorry. We don't have that in yet.
No.
It was submitted, Friday, no, the 30th, and she, hasn't come back to me with the plan yet. But this is basically stating that anything that we had prior to is not changing. And this is just to move it forward in that process.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the workers' compensation renewal with Texas Association of Counties.
I'll second.
Motion been made by Commissioner West, seconded by Commissioner Pace to approve the Texas Workers' Compensation renewal with TAC as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Item 1.19, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to update the general provisions for the FY 2023-2024 to reflect the change in the road and bridge starting step. Ms. Hernandez.
Yes, for the general provisions, we had stated that it was going to be starting at a step 4, based on the different position from the last court. It was stated that we were going to do 2 steps down, 2 steps over, which would bring it to a step 3. So instead of someone starting like at a 15.1, they were going to start at a 15.4. Now it's moving to a 16 step. Yeah, great. Yes, and step 3. Yes.
Okay. Move for approval.
16.3.
I'll second.
We've got a motion and a second to approve the change in the starting step at road and bridge to grade 16, step 3 as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Item 1.20, consider, discuss, take appropriate action to approve the FY 2023-2024 position schedule.
I'm going to start with this one a little bit. I didn't quite run on the court was given the current position schedule. And one of the questions I had, historically we adopted this as part of the budget. And the more I looked at it, my concern is, well, I have 2 questions. One is the treasurer. Does the court need to adopt this from a payroll standpoint? I mean, do you need this to run payroll annually? Or, I guess my question is, we adopt it, and as soon as an employee leaves or we hire someone, it's no longer accurate. So, I'm trying to figure out what the purpose of us adopting this is. It needs to be correct and
Yes.
accurate.
And it's put into the payroll system, whatever is on that for each employee. So there needs to be a calculation made in order for it to be in the system so that I can pay them.
The purpose, the reason we adopted is for payroll.
Is it instructed to the county treasurer for payroll?
corporate.
We do verify that everything is correct before paying anybody
Right.
their salary using that position control schedule.
But this is the instruction that we give you on payroll.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, gone through it, there, recently, or last week, I guess, I think they've all gone out by now, HR sent out the individual payroll adjustment forms, and they were hopefully coming back. So it is possible there could be a future change on this or a mistake or something. So I'll make a motion that we adopt this as the official position schedule as of this date. And also cancel court order, or rescind court order 40209, which adopted a previous position schedule.
With the understanding that it's subject to change.
Right.
It is a live document, so like we have a couple people that are terminating based on a 1027 date by the end of this month.
But it is important that you know, and you know what our position schedule is as of today.
So I'll second the motion.
We have a motion by Commissioner Wentz, second by Commissioner Priest, to approve the position schedule as presented as of this date. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous.
And the clear that motion canceled the previous one adopted on 9/11.
Yes.
This is for court order 40209.
We'll need to put that in the order. Item 1.21, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to appoint a committee to review the grade and step system. Commissioner Lenz.
Yes, I've talked to the judge a little bit about this. I've talked to the auditor, probably James Murray, several others, HR. We really need to look at our position schedule. We're trying to figure out the best way to accomplish this. And my thought is that we almost need two committees. We need kind of a steering committee, which is a pretty small group: treasurer, HR director, county attorney, auditor, members of the board. We kind of put together something to work with. And then there needs to be another committee, which is pretty much every elected official and department head, to give input to the small committee as to what the needs, deficiencies, and let them look at it and have input into the process. I know the sheriff has reached out and said that he would like to have input. I know I've talked with, not specifically, they wanted input, but I've talked a lot with Kelly at Road and Bridge, two of the largest departments. And I think it's important that, we just have buy-in from all the elected officials, department heads a little bit, so what we're doing, so that it's very open to them. If they don't want to attend some of those meetings, that's fine. But that's kind of the way I see it. It's up for
If they don't attend, don't complain.
Well, and as I understand, one of the primary objectives of the committee would be to give us salary ranges, so that we're not locked into a specific grade step. We have some flexibility in being able to be competitive in markets like that.
And eliminate the creep that's in our current schedule, it's been there for forever.
And with regard to creep, I've heard of creep. I do not understand it, so I'll let the committee explain it to me. But I do understand it exists, and it's something that needs to be addressed with this review process.
So anyway, so my recommendation would be, that would be the two committees. One would be, and I, at our last corporate meeting out here, kind of volunteered for patients to serve on the committee, and I would serve as well, because I'm pretty familiar with it. And somebody else on the board needs to get really up to speed, other than just the judge, on how this works. But I think it's going to be a long process. Yeah. I mean, by the time we get it all done, looked at it, and have everyone really look at it, make sure that we're doing something that's better. A lot of times we make changes and there's unintended consequences, so I said we really look at it. And I think the auditor, treasurer, HR director, and county attorney will understand to keep us on track that we're doing a good thing. And I think that committee, the core group, also include myself and Commissioner Basis, would may pull in other people as necessary to get some input. We then have a larger committee of all elected officials and departments, and let the motion on that.
Got a motion by Commissioner Letts, second by Commissioner Pace to appoint a grade and step review committee, core committee, as well as a expanded committee. As presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Okay, we're ahead of ourselves. We've got 3 items at 10 o'clock. Let's take a break and come back at 10 o'clock and take those items and then we'll finish out with the approval and information. And executive session. agenda items at 10 o'clock. First one is 1.11, which is a public hearing for revision of plat for Treasure Hills Ranch, track 17R, 19A, and 19B. This is a public hearing that I'm convening. Is there anyone who'd like to address the court? There being none, we will adjourn the public meeting, and we'll move on to item 1.12, which is to consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding the final plat for Story subdivision. Mr. Hastings.
Thank you, Judge. This proposal creates two non-residential lots in the center point. Lot 1 will be 0.285 acres fronting on FM 480. Lot 2 will be 0.304 acres fronting on FM 480 and White Avenue. The county engineer requests the court consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding the final plat for Story subdivision precinct 2.
I'll make a motion to approve the final plat for the Story subdivision precinct 2.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Paces, second by Commissioner Les to approve the final plat application for Story subdivision, precinct 2. Any discussion?
Question, what is the configuration of it right now? Of these
There's
lots?
three. There's actually 3 tracks right now. They've never been platted, so we don't have a plat that shows that, but we have they submitted meets and bounds that showed where those were. And one of them is not, it's an island. It doesn't have frontage on a road. Very, very small. So this corrects that and gives them 2 clean plots.
And I'm good at this. It brings up, I'm just going to say this is what I'm thinking about. This brings up an issue in the whole center point area that it's sort of a subdivision and it's sort of not a subdivision. And Comfort had the same thing. Kendall County dealt with it by adopting the old plat as a subdivision.
In this case, there wasn't a plat, so.
Well, there's a
Survey.
center point's been laid out. There's something that lays out all of center point. And that's what we call it a subdivision. But anyway, we can talk about that later.
Center point is an anomaly. Okay, so we've got a motion, and you made the motion?
No, he made
You
the
made the
motion.
motion. Mr. Hastings made the motion, Mr. Lett seconded the motion to approve the final plat application for Story subdivision. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Item 1.13, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action for the Commissioners Court to remove the private road name of Arunachala, I think that's how you say it, place, northwest, and not rename this private road. Ms. Hoffman.
Mr. Brian Hill applied through the Kerr 911 office on 9/20 of 2023 to remove the private road name of Arunachala Place Northwest and not rename this road at this time. We also had the county engineer look this over just to see if there was going to be any issues with the easement because it was on a plat, and they cleared everything and said that it should be okay. So at this time, I ask the Commissioners Court to drop the private road name of Arunachala Place Northwest, and this is in precinct 4.
I'll move that the court remove the private road name of Arunachala, EI Northwest, and not rename this private road.
Second.
Okay. Mr. Pace made the motion, seconded by Commissioner Letts, to approve removing the private road name
Arunachala.
however you say it.
I lived in India for 10 years.
So that's
definitely
Indian?
an Indian name.
Oh, okay. I'll defer to you on how to pronounce it.
Question, does 911 assign a number, an arbitrary number to this thing? I mean, it just seems that it's from a public safety standpoint, it should have some sort of designation, and I think that they probably.
I understand that this road now is totally enclosed within private land,
Yes.
so it no longer is a road per se. The owner no longer intends to use it as a road other than for personal use.
So it's on his own property.
So, yeah, it's on.
Well, and we've been through, I think, this before, Commissioner Letts. I know that you've had concern when we've had a name and then they've unnamed it and left it unnamed. And I don't know the technical end of it, but Mark, I think, came to Commissioner's Court to explain with the type of system that they have, that there should be no problem in trying to locate this property. Again, I don't know the technical end of it, but I know we went through a period that you got very, very concerned about not renaming something. And, but Mark said that we should not worry about that.
I heard his explanation. I didn't understand it then. I don't understand it now. and I'm okay with it. Okay. So, any other discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move over to the approval agenda, 2.1, budget amendments.
There are not any.
2.2, pay bills.
Invoices for today's consideration, $577,918.59.
Move for approval.
I'll second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Letts, seconded by Commissioner Paces, to pay the bills as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. 2.3, late bills.
There are not any.
2.4, auditor reports.
Yes, there is one internal auditor report for Justice of the Peace Precinct 4. We're asking that you accept it.
Move for approval.
I'll second.
Commissioner Letts, move for approval of the auditor's reports as presented, seconded by Commissioner Paces. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. 2.5, monthly reports.
We have monthly reports from Constable Precinct 1, Connery Rodriguez, Precinct 2, Kyle Snyder, Precinct 3, Paul Gonzalez, Precinct 4, Brad Ryder, and from Justice of the Peace, Precinct 1, Vincent French, Precinct 2, J.R. Horn, Precinct 3, Kathy Mitchell, and Precinct 4, an amendment report from Judge Ragsdale. Also have a report from the District Clerk, John K. Lance, Auditor Kane Shelton, Treasurer's report from Tracy Soldán, and the quarterly report from Tracy Soldán. I move to accept all the reports.
Motion been made by Commissioner Letts, seconded by Commissioner Paces to accept the monthly reports as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. 2.6, court orders.
We have a lot of court orders. We have court orders from our October 2nd meeting. Items are court orders 40257 and 40258. Both of those are in order. We have court orders from our September 11th meeting. Those are court orders 40200 through 40230. And in that group, I did suggest or do suggest a change on 40217, which is related to the Veterans Pathway Project and obligating funds. It currently reads, obligate the remaining America Rescue Plan Act ARPA funds for construction and completion of the Veterans Pathway Project. To me, we're not obligating all of the ARPA funds, so I changed it to read, obligate the American Rescue Plan Act ARPA funds for the construction of the remaining, or for the remaining construction and completion of the Veterans Pathway Project. Moving around that we're only using for that project. And that was the only one out of that group. Then from our September 25th meeting, court orders 40231 through 40256. 40236, corrected the spelling of Jack Birch, B-U-R-C-H, not B-I-R-C-H. 40238, currently reads, approve 7 county clerk job descriptions, new and revised, and software names as presented. I don't understand the word names being in there, so I reckon we delete the word names. I checked with Ian and Jody, and that's the way it was originally written, but it doesn't make sense, so delete the word names. And there's just a typo on 40246. There instead of saying precinct 1, it's precinct L. So with all
Precinct
those-
what?
L. Those suggested changes, we motion to approve all 3 groups of court orders.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Letts, seconded by Commissioner Basis to approve the court orders as presented and revised. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Moving on to the information agenda, 3.1, status reports from department heads. Ms. Hoffman.
I know I had sent some pictures of our equipment that was out front at the Hill Country Youth Exhibit Center, but I wanted to thank Elda and Tanya helping us get through that process of getting equipment surplus. That was probably, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 commissioner court dates. So the auction will be October 21st. I think it's like 8 to noon or 9 to noon, don't quote me on that, but it's on a Saturday, and you can pre-register online, and you can do bidding online, but when it comes to that date, if there's bids on a piece of equipment, I think Trey Garrett will start at that amount, and they'll do the final bidding there. But there's been a lot of people stopping and looking at the equipment. Our shop was the ones that got everything over there, parked it. I think they did a really good job. I've heard a lot of comments on it, so. But thanks to Tanya's office for helping us get all of that surplus. I think it's about 38 or 39 pieces of equipment, so.
Any other department heads? Moving on to 3.2, status reports from elected officials. Ms. Sullivan.
I just want to remind everyone that Thursday this week on October 12th is our county health fair and flu shot clinic, so come on out and get your flu shot.
Very good. Any other elected officials? Moving on to 3.3, status reports from liaison commissioners. Okay, there being none, we're going to have a brief break while we go into executive session to address item 1.14, which is the interlocal agreement on Al Mooney Road. And then we also have an 4.2A, which is considered discuss and take appropriate action regarding an ag extension office personnel issue. Those will be items that are discussed in executive session. With that, we'll take a brief break. Let's take 2 or 3 minutes and we'll be back in session. It is 11 o'clock, and the court is coming out of executive order. There is no action to be taken, so the court is adjourned.